Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Randa Awad.
Thanks a lot for your attendance. I'm so happy to be here today, and I'll start my story. On 2nd of June 2017, I start my new beginning, or what I thought it's my new beginning. I arrived to Schiphol airport in Amsterdam, holding my 2 daughters, a suitcase, and a dignity. And when I reached the checking point, I gave my paper to the employee, and he began turning the pages and look to us, turning and look to us. And I became say, please, stamp it. And he stamped it and gave it to us, saying, welcome in our kicker land. And the first word I hear it here is welcome. This word take me back to my mother, and the first word I hear it from her, welcome to our life. And that was not so long. I'm still young. When she was in Syria, in Damascus, suburb of Damascus, in a place called Ghouta. Now there is no Ghouta. And she was pregnant in her 9 months, and she felt a little bit contraction and little bit pain. And a few minutes, she gave a birth for a baby girl, which is me, egg. And no white gloves to grab me, no nurses, no doctors, no incubators, even no time to cry. As easy as a drop of rain come from a cloud. And my mother thrilled, and she had her wish like in a fairy tale. She said, my wish, my Lord, make the life of my baby to be as easy as my delivery was. But unfortunately, it turned to be the opposite. And I have a complicated life. And when I was 7 years old, I thought the whole globe starts from door of my house and it ends up in the school door. This is the whole world for me. And as the word is a sphere, I imagined if I walk a little bit farther behind the school, I'll fall down in the space and I lost. And I was so satisfied with these 3 kilometers, and I experienced a lot of things. And a big but. When my mother born me, she was thrilled and happy, telling her neighbors and relatives how easy her delivery. And while my father also busy, but you may think that he is busy extracting birth certificate for me. No. He is extracting a registration number from United Nations office in Syria for people who are originally Palestinian and born in Syria. And he bring a paper with a number XXX, refugee. And I have been titled to the last day in my life to be a refugee. And no matter for me, because as a child I didn't feel it. And when I became 11 years, in geography class, our teacher came. She's holding a map, and she told us, she opened the map, she put it on the board, and she said, this is the map of the world. And we have 7 continents. And I said, wow, 7 continents? And what about the 3 kilometers from the house door to the school door? And she began laughing. I told her, please, teacher, I want to ask you one question. And she said, yes, you can. I told her, please, could you please determine my word on this map? And she became closer and closer to this map. And she said, let us go to Asian continent, Mediterranean area, and then to Syria, Damascus, suburb of Damascus. And then she turned to me and said, it's impossible to determine it. And I said, please, teacher, try again. And she put a dot saying, it could be this dot. And I felt afraid how this 3 kilometers, my whole world disappeared from a map. I become afraid it will be disappeared in reality. And then, while our teacher explaining about mountains, water body, and a lot of things, I'm staring in this map, and I noted that there is a red line running all over these continents. And I asked her, teacher, again. And she said, yeah, what do you want? What is this line running all over this continent? And she said, borders. And I said, why borders? To separate countries. Why they have to be separated, evaded, neat? I don't know. And then, is it a landform? No, man-made. Why they made it? To separate countries. Why they have to be separated? I don't know. And again in the same circle. And I told her, when they will be removed? Are people who lived behind these borders similar to us? Are we similar to them? And a lot of other questions. And she became fed up from me. And I told her, please, Rustakh. While I'm holding my eraser, it comes to my mind, okay, no problem. One day I will erase those borders from the map. And the worst thing, that when I became 18 years, I know that not all people can cross borders, and I'm one of them, because I am refugee. And for me, it's okay, no problem. I continue my life, studying, graduated from university, and I became writer, writing a lot of things, and I fell in love. Yeah, refugees fell in love, like other people. But, also a big but, I fell in love with a refugee, another Palestinian refugee. And as a science indicate, when a refugee man gets married to a refugee woman, they will bring refugee kids. It's science, man. You can't say anything about it. Exactly like math equation. 1 + 1 =, yeah, 3. For me, the equation wasn't balanced, and I have to accept it like this. And for one reason and another, we moved to other country, very neighbor and Arab country, next to Syria, to work there. And when we arrived there, they call us workers. And they call us outsider and stranger. And again, a lot of labeling. And in this country, we don't have any right because we are refugee. And if we work, we take half salary and 1 extra day to work. My daughter not allowed for them to study in governmental school, and in the future, it's not allowed for them to go neither to university, whether it's private or governmental one. And as a writer, the situation became worse because war started in Syria. And I become so active writing against the regime. And what happens? They're killing, an humanitarian issue happen, and I find my life becomes so complicated. And again, it comes to my mind when my mother said, my Lord, I wish her an easy life. And I decide that I have to change this life. I can't bear it anymore. I can't return back to Syria, and I can't find my future in this country. And I decide that I have to go to European country or Western country, and I arrived to Netherlands. And in Netherlands, after I heard the word welcome, I started my procedure, and they call me asylum seekers and stateless. And again, I find myself, I make a big promise for my daughters, very big. I told them, I'll promise you that we will get rid of all these labels. But we find more labels. And I told them, you will be equal to other people, but you can't oblige people to treat you in equality. And sometimes I feel it's just like an ink on a paper, just a law written by a man. And I promised them, in future you will go and study in university. And I can't guarantee all these 3 promises I made for my daughters. And it looks like when you promise your son, who didn't have a trouser and it's very cold, that you will bring for him a very fancy and a nice trouser, suit his body. And if he is extra small, you bring for him XXX large trouser and tell him, please wear it. And then it falls down and he becomes so embarrassed. And again, I feel myself dumping with these names. I am the same child who thought that the word started from a door of her house and it ends up on the door of school. I am the same child who want to erase borders from the map. I find myself, no one country allow me to cross her border. Even this dot, my teacher put it on the map, it disappeared. There is no dot for me to stand on it. And I have to struggle. And at the end, I find all answer for my question I asked them to my geography teacher when I was 11 years. Are people who live behind this border similar to us? Are we similar to them? Yes, we are similar. They have one brain, I have one. They have one heart, I have one. They have 2 arms, I have 2. They have 2 legs, I have 2. I don't have tail. Exactly like other people. And I find myself around really to collapse. And it comes to my mind before I came to Netherlands. I stand a lot in front of my mirror, telling her, hello. And she said, hello. You know, I'll change my life. I'll start my new beginning. And she said to me, yeah, you can do it. I can see it in your eyes. Go, you are a strong woman, defeat your fearness, and proceed. And like when you fuel your car, the energy become full, 100. And once I turn my back, my mirror called me, hello? Yeah? You want to change? Yes. Change what? You want to change the world? And I kept silent. Remember, in geography class, you have 7 continents. The world is so huge. And you are a petite woman. You have a husband, 2 daughters, and you have a mother, father, rules, regulation, and war in your country. What do you want to change? Tell me. And I said, I don't want to change anything. Even my nasty socks, I don't want to change them. And again, I find it's a matter of to be or not to be seen or not to be seen. I have to do something, and I came to Netherlands. I thought that the status, it's like a magic touch. It will change my life, my daughter's life also. But since 1.5 years, I didn't take any status. From one investigation to another, from court to appeal, and it didn't work as I imagined. And I came to a conclusion that sometimes we expect a lot, and the expectation came so tiny, so small. And not a big thing that will change our life. Maybe small issue, small things can change our life. And I said, I'll not wait until I get a status. I'll become so active, participating everywhere, in storytelling, theater, writing, publishing. And I published my first book before 2 months. And I received it here in Netherlands. I'm so proud of that. Homeland, Bread and Memory, the title, and it talks about Syrian war. And I feel that I have a freedom here. And far from having this paper that it's the status that show that I'm already exist without this paper. I can do a lot. And I came to a conclusion that every day I have to start a new beginning. And my new beginning is here. Do you want to know my new beginning? Yes. A blank paper. This is my new beginning. And as Ernest Hemingway, the American writer, said, write one true sentence every day. And every day I have to write something on a blank paper. Either an article, a story, criticism to something related to humanitarian issue, anything. Sometimes I write that I see a baby smiling on the street, anything. And I want to share with you what I wrote this morning. They call us names. Refugees, worker, outsider, stranger, newcomer, asylum seeker, and stateless. You can call us stateless, but you can't call us landless or countryless. No one born without a land. We didn't come from outside space, from Mars or Neptune. We didn't fall by mistake from the Milky Way. We born on a land, and like a planet we grow up. Like a creature, we survive. Eating, studying, dancing, having sex, having children. We walk into just like you. Nog een keer, repeat with me. We walk into just like you. We walk into just like you. We walk into just like you. So call us whatever you want. We will remain human beings. Thank you.
Randa Awad. Thank you.